Hi, I'm Anita from Needles and Hooks, and welcome all to the January 5th temperature blanket session. I am 2 weeks behind. I had that cold, and then I had random coughing fits because of that cold. Hopefully it's calmed down now. Move my knitting needle out the way. I'm not ready for that yet. So I have written from the 5th all the way down to the 18th. Today is January 19th. So I don't know how many of these I'm going to get done, but I am trying to catch up. I also wrote down the yarn colors just so I don't have to go back to the computer and figure that out. So for January 5th, my high was 31 and my low was 16. My 31 will be the lilac color and the 16 sky blue. So since we're doing the crochet one, we're going to start with the sky blue first, because I always have my low temperature at the beginning. I'm going to try to keep myself underneath the camera. Hopefully. My setup has gotten moved around in the last couple of weeks, so I'm trying to figure it back out again. And here we go. Let's get started with the chain of 2, and then 2 single crochets. The second chain from the hook, then we chain 1 and turn, 2 in each of the single crochets. I didn't want to be 2 weeks behind on this, but unfortunately was beyond my control. So, and 2 more in this one. The crochet ones go a lot faster than the knit ones. The knit portion of it takes like maybe 30 minutes or so. And we're going to take 4 to 6. 2 in the first. 2 single. And then 2 in the last, which is 6. And chain 1, 6 to 8. More yarn. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Chain 1, 8 to 10. Need to probably not have the yarn over top, so I'm going to set the lilac down and I'll bring it back in a sec. So we're going to go 8 to 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 on the last, take to 10. 10. And then 10 to 12, and then we change colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then we're going to change colors here. I'm going to grab my scissors, snip the yarn, set sky blue down and bring up the lilac. Get the fuzzies off my yarn. It's been sitting for a minute, so I'll go ahead and bring that in, and I'm going to tie my ends. Real quick. Now we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to decrease 12 down to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then decrease the last two to 10. Chain 1, turn 10 to 8. Trying to stay centered, which isn't easy. Turn, some more yarn, 8 to 6. Six to 4. Goes a lot quicker when you're decreasing. And then 4 to 2. Decrease the next 4 stitches. 1 and then 2 to 1. And then we snip our yarn and fasten off. And there is the January 5th block for the crochet version. Now I need to, this is my set here. I'm going to just take one of them off. That way I can keep track. Because that one goes in the beginning. Then this one will go at the end. So I just want to keep that right there. So with wrong sides together, this needs to be on the left since it's the border. I'm going to take this and put the wrong sides together because we're doing it on the right side. I need to grab up my black yarn, my floppy old black yarn here, and join them together. First I need a slip knot. Can't see it because it's black yarn and it's really, really, really dark. Just move that over there. I'm gonna put the slip knot on my hook. And make sure we do this properly. Okay. I'm gonna do the best I can to insert it into the corner so we don't have dippy joins. So we're just gonna go across, and I try to do like 8 single crochets across, but sometimes it's less, but we persevere. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think it's only probably going to be 7. Let me take a look at the top. Yeah, it's okay. I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do with all these ends yet. Okay, let me lay it flat. Yeah. Oops. Not hit the camera with my forehead. Now maybe. Alright, I'm going to frog that back. Because I think I started too low. So let's try that again. Do it over here. Here, let's make sure I get that in the back here. Get the tail out of the way. 1. 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll just 8. Now we'll look much better. So I'm going to snip my yarn and fasten off. And the January 5th block for crochet is complete. And there it is. So I'm going to set this aside, move this yarn out of the way, grab up my knitting one, and we start with the lilac first because we're working high color to low color because it'll be viewed this direction. So I need my pencil and my scrap paper that I mark my rows off on so I can keep track. All right. Let's see. Grab my black yarn up here. And I'm going to go across 10 of these. Where did I put my needle? There we go. Go across 10. Might even 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we're going to join in our lilac color. Get my scissors out of the way. And I'm just going to insert that to the next one, and I'm going to tie this to the black as best as I can. You can't even see it here very well. I really want to bring my bigger table back. This little table is just way too much. And we're going to weave our end in as we go. So I'm going to take my tail and bring it forward so I can hook it with the yarn. 2. And I'm going to keep doing it every stitch until it's secure. 3, 4, 5, 6. It's usually about 8 stitches. 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to turn my work and mark my row because I need 8 rows of the lilac and then 8 rows of sky blue, and then was it 2 or 4? 2 rows of no, wait a minute, hang on, 16. Oh no. Or is it 4? I don't know. It looks like it's only 2. Oh no. I'm gonna have to go back to an older one and look, because this is sad, because it was supposed to be 4 rows of the border color to equal 20. Shoot. All right, let's just keep going. Row 2. Maybe it is 4. I don't know. Because I never marked them. Okay. 10. Let's see. I need to get the black yarn in the back. I'm going to bring this forward. I'm going to take the black yarn back so we can lock it and do our 10 across. Try not to get tangled. Oh no, what did I do? Shoot. All right. I'm gonna frog that back because I messed this up, I think. Yeah. 2, 4, 6, 8. Because it looks like there's an extra stitch and there really isn't, but I need to frog it back. So, and it's going to be kind of hard to see on this black yarn, but I'm not going to take it off the needles and rip it back because no, I'm going to go into the stitch below, pull it off, and frog back. And this is how, unless I'm frogging the entire project, then I'll take it off the needles, but if I can frog it on the needles, I'm going to. It takes a little longer, and I wish you could see what I'm doing. This black yarn makes it difficult, but I'm just going into the stitch and popping it back onto the left-hand needle here so I can fix my boo-boo. With the purple yarn. If I can get a hold of this one here. There we go. Where is it? Okay, what I don't need is this. There we go. I just had to pull it off, so now we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Everything is good. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of these, and now I can go back and redo those 10 stitches. Make sure I hold that tight so we're cinching it down, not making holes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we can turn our work. Adventures in knitting. Fixing the oops. Okay. Mark row 2. We got row 3. 1, 2. See, and now that yarn isn't in the front. This is what happens when you take 2 weeks off. Unintentionally. Okay. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring my lilac yarn, and then I'm gonna bring the black yarn to the front and fix it that way. Get it unhooked from Z needles. Make sure 2, 4, 6, 8. Yep. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mark my row down. It's row 3. Return trip to row 4. I've also decided that I'm not going to, when I get to February, I'm not going to like seam it as I go, because I was thinking about it and yeah, not going to work. Because it would be too big to be trying to work on over here. Having like a whole bunch of panels right next to each other. So what I'm going to do is once I get do the February strip, I'll do a video on sewing them together. And then I will just complete a month and then sew it together and then start the next month. Because that would be a heck of a lot easier than trying to fight a big old blanket on this tiny little table. But I really want my big table back. I thought I could do this over here, and it's just like there's too many skeins of yarn that goes into this. Back. That's 4. Well, maybe it is. Maybe those are 4 rows. I mean, I'll look. But right now, what it looks like it's only 2. So we'll see. Hopefully I didn't just mess it up, because it won't end up being... I guesstimated it to be around 7 feet long. But I don't know. So let's try this again. I'm going to take my new yarn over top the one I just worked with, bring that yarn forward, hold on to it to cinch it. Row 5. Oh, I'm all tangled. Completely tangled. So let's untangle ourselves real quick. So I'm just wrapping my skein of yarn around, because it's easier to do that than try to fight it with the needles. Let's see, what happened here? Oh, what the heck? Okay. I don't know how that happened. Got attached somehow. There we go. Now we're unhooked. So mark off row 5. Now we're at row 6. I swear when I do this, it changes every time the intarsia part of it. So wrap the new yarn over, bring the old yarn forward, hold it down. Yeah, the knitting always takes longer. See if I can flip it back without twisting myself up in here. Maybe. Still slightly twisted. Whatever. That's row 6. 2 more rows of lilac. And then we can switch to the sky blue. Yarn over the old yarn to the front, hold it, go. And depending on how big this turns out, I know I'm gonna do a single crochet border, but I don't know how many rounds of that I'm going to do. That was row 7. 1 more with the lilac, and we will switch colors and then untangle our nonsense. over this one, old yarn in front, hold it, and work your new yarn. Okay, and now we start with our new color here in a sec. Set that down, mark row 8, put a line through it. I'm going to go across these 10 stitches and then we'll switch to the sky blue. Okay. Now bring up the sky blue. I'm gonna snip off the lilac so we can get it out of the way. Move that down. Bring in the blue. Then I'm going to tie the blue. Okay, let's see. How am I going to do this here? Actually, before I do that, oh no, I can't. Never mind. Just attach it. Attach the blue to the black. You really can't see what I'm doing. I really need that bigger table. Go to the black. Then I'm going to knot the, well, not right there. Not on that one either. I'm going to knot the lilac to the working yarn of the blue. So my knots are not on top of each other, they're just next to each other. Here we go. Alright. And we will hide our tails. Not with that yarn though. This is when you have too many yarn thingies in the way and it gets a little complicated. Three. Four. Five. 6, 7, and 8 if I can do it. 2 more. 9, 10. Right. Mark row 1. Again with the proper end of the needle and not the back end. Keep our tails onto the back. Right. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. To take that yarn needed to go to the back and over top the blue. I take the blue and bring it forward, hold it down, and then work the black. 10. Let me untangle real quick. There we go. I'm going to try to keep it as untangled as I can. It's row 2. We go row 3. New yarn over top the old yarn to the front. Cinch and knit. Maybe it is 4 rows in between. I don't know why, it just seemed like it was just 2. Okay. Let's not do it that way. It's row 3. Ready for row 4. Have to constantly look over and make sure the video hasn't frozen. I've had that issue happen before, and so far I haven't had it happen again, thankfully, because that was annoying. Hold front. Try to make sure it's snug but not too tight. Don't want it to pucker. 4. Just untangle some more. Four more rows. And then 4 rows of border. We're on row 5. Maybe. Hands don't want to work. It's row 5. Now we get ready for row 6. I'm going to try to do as many of these over the next 2 days as possible. And then try to play catch up during the week. Hopefully I can get all caught up. Just wish I should have bought that other web camera I was looking at, so I could actually just have it sitting over here so I don't have to play web camera Olympics, taking it off the monitor and then like maneuvering it over here to get it set up for these sessions. And we got 2 more rows, and then the light blue is done. We're on row 7. Where'd my yarn go? There it is. Trying to not have my yarn be in the opposite area where it needs to be. Okay, and then our last row of the sky blue, which oddly enough, the temperature for January 6th, the blocks are going to be the same as these, which is fine, but that's for a separate video. All twisted. This is going to get a little more difficult when the this strip gets longer. Okay, that's row 8. Now we've got 4 rows of the black. And it doesn't matter if I'm twisted because I'm going to get rid of the blue here in a sec. So I'm going to go across these 10 stitches. I'm going to put it in the next stitch, and then I'm going to flip it over, snip the sky blue, get it untangled, and set it aside. And then I'm going to tie it to the black yarn, and then I'm going to hide my ends, this end into the blue. It's right there. Okay, and seeing as it's only 1 strand, I don't have to fuss with it too much. 1. Okay, that'll be enough for that. All right, row 1. Now it should go by quicker since we're not fussing with yarn more than just one color. It's row 2. Keep it to the back. Okay, now row 3. Okay, yeah, I think I was just freaking out for no reason. It is 4 rows on each. Go with row 3. Feels like it takes forever to get across. It's only 20 stitches. And row 4. And this session is done. And there we are. Finito. And this is what it is working up to look like right now after 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to do January 6th will be the same color. So they're not the same temperature, but they fell into the same color space. I do have one January 12th and 13th both had the same temperature, which is weird, but not unheard of. So that is it for this session, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.